Today, we're checking this baby out. Alright, so today we're going to be unboxing and checking out the Samsung Q60BD 65-inch 2022 model television. The reason I specifically say the 2022 model is because there's something special on this thing that only the 2022 Samsungs have, and I'm going to pull this thing out, we'll get everything out of it, check out the hardware of it and the specs, and then we'll go over that one special thing that you need to make sure you get the 2022 model for. Alright, so while I am getting everything out of here, I want to just go over a couple things. First off, I made sure to get a 4K television. It comes with stands, it's 65 inches. This thing is super slim. I have not had a 4K television yet. We do have a 4K monitor, but I wanted to make sure to get 4K television for the living room because we're upgrading our living room setup because we're building a back room. And we gave the kids the old 55 inch that we had out here. It's just a Vizio, something we were using, but I wanted to make sure that it had at least 60 hertz. And this is like the low end of the 2022 models that have that special thing on it that I want to make sure we got. This is like the low end entry point for that. So I'm going to pull it out of this box. It comes in a box, the box just slid off. It has 3 HDMI ports, and I believe that it even has an EARC for hooking up to a sound bar, which I actually have down in the den. I have a sound bar specifically for this television. And while it is very thin, it's in this thing very tight. So let me, I need extra room to take this and lay it down and stuff, so give me 1 second. Alright, I got it out. I got the stands there holding it on the ground. I'm not going to mount it on the wall yet. First, I want to make sure everything works before I go through that whole hassle. And second, I kind of wanted to just go over a couple of the big reasons we got this. First, I don't have 4K TV. So I wanted to get something that was a little bit better, but I didn't also want to spend over $1,000. So this matched it just barely, like I got this on sale. What came in the box with it was basically just these stands, this TV, a cord, this fancy little remote, and some instructions. That's pretty much it. So one other big reason I wanted to get this is, let me turn it on and show you guys. Alright, so after you run through the setup, you'll have to probably download stuff. There's a lot of QR codes signing, and you can set up your personal home assistant as well. Mine happens to be this, as you can see. You get to come in and do all your stuff, set up your Netflix, set up your Disney Plus, all that, everything. Here's why we got this. Over here on the side, you've got your search, your ambient gaming. I haven't optimized any of the settings. I want to show you before I get this up on the wall and do all that, why we got this. This right here, this gaming thing comes with this. That, my friends, is an Xbox cloud gaming app. Once you go through and set all that up, you will be able to actually use Luna, Stadia, your GeForce Now accounts, hook all of these up on here, and play with Bluetooth type controllers. So, granted, this is the 2022 model of the Q60B, and I went with the 65 inch. So those are the only ones that have that. It's the 22 model. Samsung is the only TVs that have the Xbox game app that I know of right now. They're the ones that are partnered with Xbox to have that app on there. Now, Xbox has said they're going to come out with more later on and do some other partnering. But this is literally the lowest entry point that you can get to have that on here. This is a 60 FPS hertz and 4K television with the Xbox app. So once that's all set up and up on the wall, we're going to play that and see how it looks with just having wireless. I'm not going to plug in directly, although there is LAN capability with this where you just plug straight in with a regular LAN line. But we're going to do wireless. I want to see how smoothly it can play some of these cloud games. Alright, so before I go on to play the Xbox game and check that out and set it all up, I did get it up on the wall. We did the cool little peel. I broke it. And I just wanted to go over some of the things that they call out for specs. So this is an HDR 10 plus 4K screen. So you can see it's kind of nice. Sorry about the glare up here. I only have so much lighting in my house. It has 20-watt speakers included. I have a sound system we'll be going over later that actually syncs up with this. It has the Q Symphony sound. So essentially that features that play sound from the soundbar and TV speakers at the same time, enhancing it, blah, 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 blah. I got the speakers that go with this. Again, I'll be going over those in another video. Try to see if there's anything else fun. I told you there's 3 HDMI ports. One of them, I believe, is an ARC port, or an eARC port. It has Wi-Fi 5, which is good. It also has Wi-Fi Direct. It has Bluetooth, which will allow us to hook to pretty much any type of device that would, like you can have speakers hooked to it, I'm sure. I'm not going to guarantee that, but the Bluetooth, I would assume, is mainly for the gaming portion right here. I'm trying to see if there's any other fun stuff. It did come up and auto adjust the color of the television when I turned it on. It has a sensor on it that senses how much light is in the room and adjusts for that. I'm assuming you can turn that off as well. It does have all of your fancy, down here is where your assistant is. I've hooked up mine to the A-word assistant. Don't want to say it and set your stuff off. It does have USB 2.0 for plugging stuff in. It does have Ethernet as well. There's 2 USB ports. I don't know why you would need one of those. 1 optical port. So if you have an older soundbar, you can still use those. It weighs a full 47 pounds with the stands. I took the stands off. That's actually not too bad. And almost any wall mount, if you hit the studs, 47 pounds ain't pulling it off the wall. It is running off the Quantum Processor Lite. And again, this is the Lite version of the Quantum Processor, which again is the entry level for doing cloud gaming on this stuff. But it does have the Quantum HDR, dual LEDs, and a motion accelerator, noise reduction. It has a ton of stuff. It has support for Bluetooth headsets. That's where some of that Bluetooth comes in. So if you're wanting to play video games at night and you don't want to wake anybody up, hook your Bluetooth headset up to it, boom. Perfect. Nobody's got to know you're out here in the living room playing video games. Except me, I'll still hear you. That all being said, let's hook up a controller to this thing and let's see what the gaming's all like on this 60 FPS HDR. Alright, so I've got it turned on. I've got it all set up. You have to make sure you have a Bluetooth controller. It doesn't just go with the regular Xbox One type controllers. If your controller's Bluetooth, like with the brand new Xboxes, PlayStation, it said it took. I think I even got my my Switch Pro to hook up. But I'm just loading up Outriders, which is a really intensive game when it comes to internet and stuff. So I want to see if we can push this thing here and see what all we can do. Yeah, I'm actually really impressed right now. I'm about to die, but like this is just like playing on the Xbox, and it's just in the cloud. Samsung and Xbox have actually got together and done something amazing. Now this is technically still in beta. It says it when you load up. It says beta, but apparently it's working really well. Like I said, Outriders was one of the games that my friends and I were having a lot of issues with when it first came out, with connectability, with glitches and stuff like that. So that's what I wanted to kind of pick for this quick little thing here. Let's pull out my handgun. Ooh, snaps. Oh look, it'll let me do quick menus on the Samsung while I'm doing this, apparently. Oh! I'm dead. Sea of Thieves, I know usually looks pretty good. See if we can grab a boat and see what that looks like. Alright. It's been a while since I played this. Alright, let's see how the water looks, because that's going to be the most telling thing. Now, I don't think that you'll get any really crazy settings. Like, there's no settings to do. I guess that it's automatically, because it's on cloud gaming, automatically setting up. The water doesn't look too bad. It looks obviously much better if you're playing on a computer with a 3080 Ti, or on your Xbox Series X or S. But this is actually looking really good. This is playable. This is really playable. I don't see why you couldn't do this. Now, all right. So I feel like I should say this when I'm doing this. I was going through the menus, and they're very slow and clunky. I mean, you've got all the games, but the menus are ridiculously slow. Like when you push something, like I pushed that twice, it takes a long time. So the menus are not super responsive in this. And then one other thing you have to remember is you have to have the Xbox Game Pass, I believe the Ultimate Edition. Now, one other thing too is if I'm playing, like say, Sea of Thieves on this, and someone wants to play on one of the other Xboxes, unfortunately, we only have one Game Pass. And while you can put that on several Xboxes, you can't play the same game on each one. Until Xbox is now going to be launching a Friends and Family package for their Xbox Game Pass. So I believe they're thinking it's, from what I've read, an extra like $6 over what you're paying now. But it looks like you'll have up to 5 people on your gaming platform. So essentially, they would have all the accesses you have. If I'm playing a game, they can play the same game, and it makes it so much easier. Because right now, if I'm playing on my computer, and I'm playing Sea of Thieves, and someone loads it up on another computer. You can load it up on Xbox. We have gotten it to where it does that, but that's about it. I've actually bought it to make it do that. I don't think you can have them both playing. But with the new Friends and Family thing, you'll be able to. So that makes this even cooler, because you've got games like Fortnite, where all the kids in the house want to play. Someone wants to come over and log in. Boom. They logged in. You don't have to have a ton of other stuff on, and they just log in and go to town. So pretty awesome. Let me see if I can go back. So it is pretty awesome. I do like this TV. I think the colors are nice and deep and black where they're supposed to be black. They're shiny where they're supposed to be shiny. The fact that I can play games on it is freaking amazing, and not just any games, but actual Xbox Game Pass games. And yes, you can do all the other things as streaming stuff, but everybody's used to that for TVs. This is something much newer and much cooler, I think. So that's it. The Samsung 65-inch Q60B. I'll be linking it below. They have a 75-inch and an 85-inch as well. Those will all be down there. And I'll even put what wall mount I used. My wall mount, in case you guys were wondering. The wall mount comes all the way out, articulates around everywhere. It wasn't a lot, and it goes back flush against the thing, and has capabilities to actually adjust everything once you're all done and set into the wall. So I'll link that below too. It's just a regular old wall mount, but I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, that's it for me. Guys, give me a like, a sub, share us with your friends, and by all means, we'll see you next time on the House of Jacobs.